In the Pokrovsk area, Russian forces are conducting a strategic offensive operation. They have amassed a massive force to create an advantage and break through the Ukrainian defensive line. Ukrainian Armed Forces Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Syrsky told the New York Post. However, he added that Kiev is holding tightly to the logistically important city. The situation on the front lines is truly tense. The enemy is conducting a strategic offensive operation. They have amassed the majority of their forces, creating an advantage in their attempt to break through our defensive lines and seize this area, the commander-in-chief explained. He refuted Russian propagandists' claims that Pokrovsk had fallen and Ukrainian troops were encircled. According to Syrsky, following the September counterattack, which cost the occupiers approximately 13,000 casualties and allowed Ukrainian forces to clear more than 165 square miles, the opposite is true. They continue to show this territory on their maps as if it's under their control. But this assertion, that the enemy has captured practically everything and they're about to finish it off, is not true, the Ukrainian Armed Forces Commander-in-Chief explained. The report notes that of the approximately 700,000 troops currently stationed in Ukraine, Moscow has deployed approximately 150,000 to Pokrovsk. Powerful mechanized groups and 4 Marine brigades have also been deployed to the offensive. Syrsky said Russia's goal is to encircle Pokrovsk and neighboring towns from the north, south, and east, cutting off supply lines and forcing the remaining population to leave, and then carry out a final maneuver to seize the entire Donetsk region. Syrsky also said that the defense forces are trying to inflict as many losses as possible on the occupiers. Our task is to ensure that the level of mobilization is equal to or less than the number of losses they will suffer. They have been conducting these active assault operations for 2 months now without any material success. Syrsky explained that Ukraine aims to destroy enemy drone launch sites and command centers, which requires good intelligence and long-range precision munitions. Our artillery is forced to attack far into the rear at long distances, so the importance of missiles is growing, Syrsky said. The commander-in-chief called on partners to provide Ukraine with missiles, air defense systems, and electronic warfare systems to counter Russian drone and missile strikes on power plants, bridges, and factories. As previously reported, the enemy is intensifying its assault on Pokrovsk. Intense fighting continues in the industrial zone, according to the 7th Rapid Response Corps of the Ukrainian Airborne Assault Troops. Ukrainian troops are preventing the enemy from gaining a foothold in Pokrovsk's multi-story buildings, which they intend to use as commanding heights. This allows other units of the defense forces to carry out clearing missions against the enemy in the city. According to military expert Dmitry Smail, if the Russians capture Pokrovsk, they will gain an advantage and be able to deploy additional UAV crews to this sector to terrorize the eastern part of the Dnipropetrovsk region. ISW analysts wrote in their latest report that the Russians have eased the pressure in Pokrovsk but are blocking Ukrainian armed forces logistics in Myrnohrad. A military intelligence source reported that Russian forces are in most areas of Pokrovsk but are unable to cordon off the city. Ukrainian forces launched new sea and air drone attacks on Russian targets on the night leading to Monday, focusing on a major Black Sea oil terminal in Tuapse-Krasnodar region. The operation followed a similar strike about 10 days earlier that caused significant damage. Unconfirmed reports suggest Ukraine may also have fired its new Flamingo long-range cruise missile at the port, an important hub for Russia's oil exports. According to local sources, explosions and fires were seen in Tuapse shortly after 1 a.m. Monday. Videos posted online show blasts near the central port area. The terminal, capable of processing around 17 million metric tons of oil products annually, is Russia's second-largest Black Sea export facility. Previous Ukrainian strikes on the port in September and early November damaged tankers, disrupted refinery operations, and caused an oil spill. Russian officials later claimed that 4 Ukrainian unmanned boats were intercepted and that there was no serious damage or casualties, though they admitted a nearby home and garage were affected by an explosion. Local social media reports, however, contradicted this, suggesting that a tanker at the pier was struck. Geolocation experts identified one explosion near Tuapse Wharf 167, commonly used for crude oil loading. Security footage showed a large blast and subsequent fire, and some Ukrainian sources claimed a tanker had been destroyed, though this could not be confirmed. Russia's national railway operator extended a ban on rail deliveries to the port, due to logistical problems. Ukrainian sources reported that the attacking Magura Sea drones, developed domestically and capable of speeds exceeding 40 km per hour, were launched from the Odessa region and traveled about 900 kilometers through international waters to reach the target. These drones can double their speed during final approach, making them difficult to intercept. Alongside the sea assault, Ukrainian drones attacked infrastructure in Rostov, on the Sea of Azov. Russia claimed all incoming drones were shot down without damage, but local residents reported explosions near railway facilities. Ukrainian officials later stated that the Lykovskaya switching station had been hit. Russia's defense ministry said more than 50 Ukrainian drones were detected across southern and western regions, leading to temporary flight suspensions at multiple airports. These attacks are part of Ukraine's ongoing campaign, launched in July, to undermine Russia's oil industry and retaliate for Russian strikes on Ukrainian cities.